kind of short, I guess. But might as well do it now. Yeah, this shouldn't take too long. And this seems as good a time to do it as any, so let me try to see if I can get this to run properly. Need to open up the 3D window. Let me see. Okay. That is running. That should be audible. Just need to get it in the window capture and size that up properly. Unfortunately, this does take up the whole screen, so I probably won't be able to look at the chat while I'm playing this, but nevertheless, this is Mondo Medicals. It is a place where we have applied for research. We will help them help us to help find the cure for cancer. Sounds like a noble cause, but first we need to get verified. A test to be performed for this purpose. No response for our safety is held. So if we want to stop now, we can press escape to exit, but we're still here because we're still interested, which is good. So the phase 1 of the test will begin soon. Gotta follow the instruction. What will result from this? Disorientation number 1. So in order to pass these tests to help cure cancer, we need to follow the arrow points. Sounds like a simple enough task in our square respirator helmet. So we follow the arrow points for a while. Because what we're doing is clearly a noble purpose, even though it's kind of evident that we're only going around in circles. But it must be for a reason, right? Though, come to think of it, now that I've gone through the track up a couple times, it doesn't seem like there's anything that could do that, so maybe that guy was wrong. Maybe we need to go back and talk to him about it. Maybe we need to go against the arrows until we find where it is we came from. Or we find a door. What lies beyond? Well, very true words. So on to disorientation number 2 we go. It's called Deceptive Perceptions. And we are in a similar room as all rooms will be. But we're not entirely certain what we're supposed to do. This piece of wall is colored different, which of course signifies that we can go through it. And it leads to a hallway that leads us to another place that looks like it should have brought back to where we came from, but instead leads to a completely different room. And another arrow pointing us in this direction. Direction in which we find nothing. Where we should turn around though, we'll find another oddly colored wall and someone inside. Wondering who this person is and whether they could help us. Hello? Hello? Sir? Hello? Anybody there? I'm not entirely certain what the deal is here. Oh, never mind. Now I know what the deal is. So off we go, I suppose, since that does not seem like a pleasant frame to be in. Oh, he's back to normal. Hey, sir? Never mind. So we're better off just getting out of here. this time the screaming isn't stopping. Oh, never mind, it did at the last second. That's an interesting story. So what is this next disorientation about? Seems pretty straightforward, for lack of a better word. Winding and straightforward all at once. So where could this lead us? If you recall the first disorientation, we were only able to pass it by going against what we were provided. Perhaps the same could be said of this. Well, so far, there is no reason to believe otherwise, except for the fact that we made it to the end. Push over the walls, the next disorientation says. We seem to be stuck in a room without an exit, but we can not go out that way. Instead, we need to find a different route of escape, which we don't seem to have any luck doing, all things considered. Oh, wait a minute. If we press Z, we can actually push the walls backward. That wasn't exactly evident at first. But where does this trail of fragile walls lead? Does it even lead anywhere? Does it lead to a better place? It's debatable, given that we already know what's waiting for us. I'd like to say I agree with that, but I'd have to elaborate, and I'm not certain I'm in a state of mind to do that. Oh boy. So this is everyone's favorite game. Step over all the points in order. It's not really viable unless you know where everything is. But we seem to be having a bit of luck so far. Oh, apparently there's a time limit as well. That's very unfortunate. How many points are there? I see 10, I see 12, where's 11? There's 11. And I see 13. Is that all? No, there's a 14. I want to assume that there's only 14, but let's get started again. One is over there, yeah. Let's see if we can do this. Is over here, yeah. 9 is over there. 10 is around the corner. 11 should be here. 12 is over here. 13 is there, and 14 is around the corner. Is that all we have to do? apparently not. That's very unfortunate. So where do we go from 13 or 14 rather? Don't really see a 15. Oh, never mind. Oh, of course. That was fair, except for the part in which it wasn't. Well, at least we were able to discover it. I'm trying to start over. Hello? Hello? Number 1. Bum-ba-dum-bum-bum. Maybe this time things will be better. Maybe this time things will not suck. Though, of course, I would not bet anything on it. Gotta remember where stuff is. Gotta remember where stuff is. Gotta remember where number 15 is, which should be here. And apparently wherever we need to go has been opened, even though I have no idea where it is located. Hopefully it's in one of the outer walls, since those are the only places I'm going to check right now. I'll tell you what though, I will be glad to be out of this place. There it is, there's the exit. Time for more of this. Well, I'm glad that we're getting these informative lectures on cancer, a problem that plagues everyone. But a new problem, a more immediate problem, is that there are invisible walls that only become visible when we get close to them. So we need to get out of here. We need to go out towards the edges of the room, which is where the door is located. We can see it right off the bat, but we cannot reach it as these invisible appearing rising walls are in our way. So through the maze of walls we gander, we roam and maintain that strategy until we cannot do it anymore. But that will not be the case for a while, since there is much more roaming to be done in this maze of walls. The roaming never ends. Except when it does. But who knows when that will be? I certainly don't. Once upon a time, something happened. I don't know why I said that. Please excuse me. I'm kind of tired, to be perfectly honest. I'm having a bit of regret at having chosen this, all things considered. But, you know, our old friend Mike, he chooses a game and sticks with it. And he doesn't let go until he's finished it. He puts himself through hours and hours of Dragon Lore. So I think I can take this for just a little while longer. I've played this before, so I know for a fact there are only 10 disorientations. So there's that to look forward to. I'm pretty sure I just went in a big circle there. But at least I think I know what way I'm supposed to go. Since, you know, the door's over there. But I'm pretty sure the exit to the maze is somewhere the other side of the room. Based on a vague remembrance I had of a time when I played this game many units of time ago. I sure hope I find that exit soon. I just went in a big circle, didn't I? Well... Well. I don't think hog the left wall is an applicable strategy here. Am I exhausting my choices? Or am I... Well, I seem to be going to new places for what it's worth. I'm pretty sure these are sections of the room that I've never been to before, for what that's worth. So I'm not entirely wasting my energy doing these reconnaissance runs. Except I think I'm going back now. Yeah, it does seem that way. Unfortunately. It does seem that I'm back in that place I tried to avoid so many times. That is a very familiar sensation. But I really do, I sincerely hope I will be able to escape this sensation soon. Hopefully that will not be a vain hope. I truly, sincerely, earnestly hope that I will be able to escape this maze of adversities. Even though I'm pretty sure I just went in another big circle. Truly, I do not know. I do not know what to do in order to achieve something that I yearn for. Different corners must be explored, of course. But then again, no, not this way. They'll just lead me back. But then again, maybe this will as well. Yeah, this looks very, very familiar. Getting acquainted with this part of the maze now. Well, it's better than that other part. I was getting actually a bit sick of that, but now we get to be sick about something else. Isn't variety wonderful? I think it is. I really do think that it is. I really truly believe variety is the key to enjoyment of everything. Okay, now I'm lost. I don't think I've been here before. Never mind, yes I have. I recognize that rising wall. But it looks like the place I was headed to just a second ago wasn't too bad. I see Adira's back. Finally. Oh bloody hell. Am I going back to the beginning? I think I am. Well, this is a fine example of why these things are called disorientations. They certainly are disorientating. Not only disorienting, but disorientating with two S's. That is the only word I can think of that would accurately encompass the gravitas of this situation. I'm not entirely certain whether I'm supposed to knock down a wall or do anything stupid and unintuitive like that in order to escape this maze. Not this way. Not that way either. Or maybe it is that way actually. I don't remember a direct passage from that end of the maze to the other one. Maybe there's stuff in these particular hallways that I haven't found. Or maybe there is. I remember this very well. It's not this wall, is it? No, it isn't. Okay, so amazingly, I think I'm actually becoming far better acquainted with every twist of this hallway than I thought was humanly possible. Did I go back to... Yes, I did. God damn it. How did that happen? Well, at least, little by little, bad choices are being eliminated. One way or another, we'll get out of this. I will not allow myself to quit until it happens, which it just has. I just escaped the maze. After roaming about for like 10 to 15 minutes in there, I'm finally out. So let's see what our reward is. Oh wait, we already know what it is. So, now that we've learned how to exterminate cancers, on to the next disorientation, a high-risk variation. This high-risk variation being, of course, these moving walls, which can and will crush you if they run into you, that is. Such as right there. Not entirely certain what happened. But whatever it was, I was crossed by a wall, it seems. And it happened again. So the most sensible strategy would be to stick to the edges of the room. For I believe there's actually multiple places we need to go. Yes, without dying once, even. This is where the exit is, but we can't go there yet because there's this barrier in the way. So we need to find another switch somewhere over here without getting crushed by these walls. Like I almost was there. That would have been unfortunate. But we found the other switch. So if we can get back to the other side of this without dying, we should have won. And apparently we did. That was quite providential. So let's get our reward, another conference with... Yes, you do in fact have to think like a star. That is the only way to fight cancer. So in order to win, we need to push the right buttons. I think in order to win, we need to figure out where to go. So the buttons in this area are actually pretty big, as you can see. Button number 2. That might not have been entirely a good choice, given that it's not the first or last button, but maybe it was, who knows. This is button number 1. but the sound was different. That probably means that there's something we did that we probably shouldn't have done. At least not in the way we did it. Number 3. The sound was different again, I believe. But there's only one place left to explore. Button number 3 again. That makes sense. Let's go left, see what we find this time. It's button 1, which has already been pressed. Actually, let me try going right. This is where button 3 was, right? No, it's where button 1 is, apparently. See, this is one of those disorientations. No matter where you go, you won't get to where you're going. Look, we went straight through, and here's button 1 again. I don't entirely recall what the true nature of this disorientation is, honestly. Button 2, which has been pressed. Oh, maybe button pressing really isn't the way to go. Maybe we need to look for something else, an alternate method of achieving our goals. So let's unpress all these buttons and see what we can get as a result of it. Buttons 1 and 2 have been unpressed, but button 4, which I don't think we saw before, has also been unpressed. So I believe there's one button left pressed rather. That is button 3. So, given what we've learned from our little experiment, what shall we do with these buttons? Well, here's button 4 again. Maybe we should press that one, actually. Who knows what might come of it. But let's not press any other buttons. That seems like it might not be a good idea. Instead, let's wander into other hallways. Let's press button 4 again, even though I am certain that we already pressed it. Let's wander straight through into the next hallway where we pressed button 4 for the first time. But now button 3 is pressed. Right, I think I see the gimmick here. The buttons themselves are the same, but the labels change. Yeah. The label's different. It says button 1 now, but it was actually button 4 a second ago. So, with this knowledge, what shall we do? How shall we escape this labyrinth of the mind with such an obtuse precept to go on? Let's think about this for a second. Well, there are 4 buttons at each end of a hallway, and they are constant in that when one presses them, they stay pressed. But the labels change. I have the feeling there's something incredible. It has to be experimented on. Well, obviously a button must be pressed. Wouldn't make much sense to have the buttons if the being pressed didn't somehow interact with it, didn't somehow play into it. But let's do something a little different now. Let's have only one button pressed at a time. Let's not pay any attention to the changing labels. Let us instead experiment with the buttons themselves, the only constant in this crazy world, and see if they affect anything beyond their own scope. If they do, then truly this will have been a victory for the empiric method. I'm not entirely certain. Certain is a word. Yes, I am Sean Connery. No, I'm not. I'm not entirely certain that calling that method empiric is something that has any sense to it, really. But I suppose it's better than... Oh, wait. Would you look at that? Well, let's go. Well, there's no black-robed guy this time. But we are in control, so let's see. Maybe our testing for cancer has come to an end? Maybe it's time to get our results? Maybe it's time to... To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing in them, to die, to sleep no more, and by a sleep to say we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to? 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die, to sleep, perchance to dream, aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil must give us pause. I'm not gonna say the rest of it because fuck it. Do we have any updates on the ambush box situation? Well, I'm checking the forums. The thread for my streams thing that Ambushbox started has been updated, but it doesn't look like he has added anything. His stream is still down apparently. So unfortunately he is still dealing with the power surge situation. Which is unfortunate. Welcome back, Odira. We beat the game. So that's a thing. There is another game very similar to that one, but I don't think it's a good idea to play that right now. I wonder... maybe it's time. Maybe it's time to do something different. Maybe it's time to partake in a favorite activity of many of our well-known streamer friends. I think it's time for me to delve into the world of YouTube. But before we do that full on, let me see if there's anything that I've recently watched that might be worth it. Worth showing right now. Well, apparently the latest Ask Lovecraft was from, well, no, the latest Ask Lovecraft that I liked was from 1 month ago. I wonder what I shall find this time. I didn't realize I was recording my recently watched videos, but that will do. Well, we could of course acknowledge the recent interest that the stream has been having in a certain TV series. But first I need to do some resizing just for optimization. And there we go. I'm sure every one of us remembers this scene. And why not?
Fellas, don't drink that coffee. You'd never guess. There was a fish in the percolator. Sorry.
And now everyone will get that reference whenever anyone else decides to make it. On the other hand, I'm not sure what to follow that up with, since I am going through my recent watch history and I'm not really seeing anything that stands out. Actually, come to think of it, I do have some background music that I had prepared for this. Maybe now is the time to break it out. This should do. If the music player will respond, that would be great. This might be a bit too soporific. I'm gonna go back to this one. Sims 1 music. Fits most occasions pretty well. Well, I guess I could do the ambush bug method of finding videos. And just go with typing cringe into the search bar and see what comes up. Probably nothing new. Oh god. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we've already seen most of this in one way or another. All the results that come up. Maybe thread simulator. That could be interesting. Oh god. I'm not doing pony threads though. Well, maybe I'll have to. Okay, I hope everyone's ready for this, because I am loading something called Thread Simulator for the Equestria Girls trailer. All I have to do is check that the subregion is correct for this. Okay, gotta turn off the music and see how bad this will get.
This doesn't really look that bad. You guys are fucking retarded.
Fair enough. I
All right,
don't dare to
so
comment on
Twilight is
that.
supposed to be a human who still has a pony brain, and she falls in love with a human. That means ponies can find humans attractive?
That's not
Yes,
something I
but
want to
not
think
you.
about.
Oh my god, Megan should have written to become a drone pilot and blown up babies. It would be less evil than this.
I don't really see what that has to do with anything.
Remind me of Doug.
Oh god.
Those skinny arms, it's like
I'm
they're
kind of glad I
Holocaust
never watched that
survivors.
show now.
Applejack would hang herself before wearing a skirt in public. Who is this imposter?
While I join the equestrian club, begins vomiting uncontrollably as she watches Pony Master Race being trained and ridden by filthy human mongrels.
Why aren't they naked? They're usually naked in the show.
Twilight became a god princess, standing against the wrath of demons and dark celestial beings. But now,
What
the
is
greatest
this?
challenges upon Twilight, surviving high school.
Someone's going to do bad things when this is in
The
theaters.
worst thing is that
I'm not gonna go see it, just on the off chance that one crazy retard is there with a gun.
Hey everyone.
oh god.
Need any help?
They should show this to the prisoners at Gitmo. It would be so dehumanizing.
That moment
These
one can
pictures.
become full-blown pedophilia.
Funny how our fans
What?
grown out of people giving the show a benefit of the doubt are all hostile against a new show before watching.
To be honest, I can't fucking wait. The best part is where it will be just as good as Friendship is Magic, and you hate fags get your asses told, and end up buying the little dollies to add to your faggot horse collection.
Well,
Also,
I don't know.
Can't wait to jack off to Dog Spike giving rarer than not.
Now that's not right.
I guess
Oh,
Spike
God.
is about to have some dog days of summer.
And we'd see more pony-like behavior from Twilight, like her neighing when she orgasms in the off-camera sex scene.
Look at all
What?
this shameless pandering. 0 out of 10 would not factor in a dark cinema.
I'm going to puke into the face of
Oh,
the guy
Jesus.
who's responsible for this.
Welcome to the real world.
What if comeback
Thanks
of
for that
Twilight
reference.
will be delayed because of
Unforeseen consequences.
What if Twilight gets pregnant in a human universe, but doesn't deliver it until she gets back to Pony Universe?
Equestria girls. With Spike the dog and Twilight the human, the ride will never end its pony time.
Twilight has knowledge and studies equivalent to a graduate-level college student. She just became a fucking princess, a god empress of pony kind.
Don't bring up Doom,
Putting her in
please.
high school is straight-up infantilism. This is fucking vile. At least Twilight doesn't have wings anymore, right guys?
well,
God
time
damn
for
it.
an ass suicide. Don't forget to cover yourself in pony toys and write a note saying it was Hasbro's fault.
Come on guys, don't let Hasbro stir
What
up
is
your
with that
emotions.
picture of
It will be a
Carlos?
shitstorm. People will leave. Many will die. The fandom will separate into ponies versus humans. It will become the largest fandom civil war in history, mark my words.
Imagine it.
Well, we
Hundreds
all
of
know how that
Asperger's
went.
cronies flocking to see
He
it
lied.
in cinemas, dressed in their fedoras, and shouting memes at each other while the increasingly worried parents have to explain to their children who the hell these freaks are. Think
I
of
can
it.
see that
The
happening.
average fat, sweaty bronies' reaction to being told they are, quite literally, scaring the children. The self-entitled blog posts about persecution and ham-handed comparisons to the civil rights movement will be everywhere. The rage will be glorious.
It's happening again. I'm panicking over a little
You know,
girl's
oddly enough, I
cartoon
don't
show.
think I remember any of
What has
that.
become of my life?
Maybe it's
So
because I
Hasbro would not
detached
really
myself
like
from this
Galaxy
show
Girl, but
as
they
much as I
really
could
like
after a while, after I
Ponies
find out
turning
about the
into
horrors of
humans
the
is
fandom,
fucking
but
stupid. Now, excuse me, I have to go back to writing fan fiction about humans turning into ponies.
that's
I
a
can't
pretty
believe you
accurate
guys are
summation
willing
of
to
why I
accept
don't want
watching a
anything
show
to
about
do with the fans of
rainbow-colored
the show.
magic ponies, but high school girls is too much for you to handle. It's about time a male character started to deflower this Mary Sue waifu
Deflower.
that fanboys love. Bonus points to Hasbro if this guy is voiced by Tara Strong's husband, and turns into a pony, and goes to Equestria to marry Twilight, and rear a family with her, and Twilight's kids are voiced by her own real-life children. Hopefully that will remind bronies that they can never have Tara Strong.
Don't forget guys, we are responding to the desire by our fans to experience the brand in more ways. Fuck you. Love. Hasbro.
Postmodernism, am I
He's
right?
a crazy hobo that screws with the faculty. He's friends with Flutter Girl, and he lives in the crawl space under the school.
There was a time when I actually believed in the magic of friendship. After everything we've been through that seems so long ago, but it's still real, right?
Oh boy.
The girl and mom go to see this, walk into the theater to get their seats. Entire place is full of fat, hairy huts. They
Huts.
hear when the lights dim, the darkness swallowing everything. A chorus of belches and farts starts to rise.
Oh god.
They shake their arms loud in excitement. The mother grabs her daughter and tries to leave, but the loud walls are blocking her escape. They have to ride this one out.
Ride this
See
one
when
out?
the sea twilight from behind appears. The sound of zippers being undone fills the
Oh,
dark,
God.
smelly hell. Grunts and groans spew forth in a morbid opera of perversion. Sounds of relief are the only sounds now. The mother feels something wet on her shoulder.
Oh god.
Dude, that's creepy.
Okay, let's just
That's an
cover this
understatement.
already. Do you still want to come inside Rainbow Dash?
Speaking of.
Are you trying to give me a boner over a blue girl? Because lanky human Dash with her long legs stretching might do it for me.
Of
I
course.
predict ship ticket sales a lot of Powerpuff Girl movie, which is probably going to be 1,000,000 times better than this abortion.
Even though the Powerpuff
Watching
Girls
a
movie
flaming train
came
wreck
out
from
like
a safe distance
a
will be
decade
fun,
before
though.
this. Yeah. Oh, my player's doing stupid shit. Yep. I don't oppose that representation. I don't object to that representation. Madness is right. But where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Maybe we need some sort of palette cleanser now. But I still can't find anything, oddly enough. Well, there is this, but I'm not sure if it'll be enough to undo the harm that that other video did. Oh, and I'm gonna have to resize this as well, since the video aspect ratio is different. Let me get this in a smaller player. And get the region. Sub-region, yes. Put that there, put this here, and that should be it. Let's see if this works. Okay, now for something that isn't terrible. It's kind of topical considering.
Sorry I was late. The traffic was a bitch.
Yes, that is Hugh Laurie.
Good to see you. Well, the play's going well, isn't it? Looks like we've got a bit of a smash on our hands.
And Rowan Atkinson.
Seems to be okay, yeah.
They always seem to go for the ones with the snappy titles. Hamlet. Perfect. Perfect.
Act 3 may be a bit long, I don't know.
Act 3 may be a bit long. In fact, generally, I think we've got a bit of a length problem.
Uh-oh?
It's 5 hours, Bill. On wooden seats. And no toilets this side of the Thames.
Gotta think of the public, Bill.
Yeah, well, I've always said the Rose Theatre is a dump, frankly. I mean, the sooner they knock it down and build something decent, the better.
Exactly. So that's why I think we should trim some of the dead wood.
Dead wood?
Yeah, you know, some of that stand-up stuff in the middle of the action.
You mean the soliloquies?
Yeah. And I think we both know which is the dodgy one.
Yep.
Oh, which is the dodgy one?
To be nobler in the mind, mortal coil, that one. It's boring, Bill. The crowd hates it. Yawnsville.
Well, that one happens to be my favourite, actually.
Bill, you said that about the avocado monologue in King Lear. And the tap dance at the end of Othello.
Absolutely not. You cut one word of that and I'm off the play.
Bill, the king has got his costume changed down to 1 minute. Hamlet's out there ranting on about God knows what in that soliloquy of yours, and Claudius is already in the wings waiting to come on with that very funny codpiece. Waiting.
All right, then when you cut the speech altogether.
Bill. Why do we have to fight? It's long. We can make it so snappy.
Snappy?
Yeah, you know, give it some pizzazz.
Pizzazz in the
How to begin
17th century, yes.
To be.
Come on.
To be a victim of all life's earthly woes, or not to be a coward and take death by his proffered hand.
There, now, I'm sure we can get that down.
Gee, I wonder how it'll end up.
No, absolutely not. It's perfect.
How about to be a victim or not to be a coward?
It doesn't make sense, does it? To be a victim of what? To be a coward about what?
Okay. Take out victim, take out coward. Just start to be or not to be.
You can't say that. It's gibberish.
But it's short, William. It's short. Listen, it flows. To be or not to be, that is the question.
I am the pentameter, right?
You're damn right it's the question. Don't you have any bloody idea what he's talking about?
Well, okay, let's leave that and go on. Blah, 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 blah. Slings and arrows, good. Action, the crowds love it. Take up arms, brilliant. Against those cursed doubts that do plague on man. Getting very woolly there, Bill. Plague's a bit tasteless at the moment. We've had letters, actually. And set sail on a sea of troubles. This is good. Travel's very popular. So let's just take out the guff and see what we've got. To suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take up arms against the sea of troubles. Good.
I resign.
Bill, it's brilliant.
It's absolute crap. What is he talking about? He's going to put on a bow and arrow and potter down to the seaside? This is Prince Hamlet, not King Canute. Might as well kill himself if that's the best idea he can come up with.
Ooh.
Creative thinking, Bill. Hamlet, perhaps he should top himself.
In Act 1?
Well, yeah, look, we must think about bums on seats, Bill. Let's face it, it's the ghost that's selling this show at the moment. Joe Public loves the ghost. He loves the sword fights. He loves the crazy chick in the see-through dress who does the flower gags and then drowns herself.
Well, this is a momentous occasion. I'm getting links.
Hamlet. No one.
Well, all right, then I'll kill him off for you. Aye, there's the rub. To die, to sleep. Whoops. Hamlet falls off the battlements.
Bill, I can see...
What's this? Oh. Well, let me get to the end of this first. And then I'll have a look at that. Oh, the player's being stupid again.
Bill, I can see you're annoyed. I'm sorry. Hamlet has his moments. The mad stuff is very funny. It really is hysterical. But all I'm saying, Shaky, is that let's just shorten this one terribly dull speech.
And all I'm saying is no. You cut one word and you can take my name off the credits.
All right. How do you do? I'll trim this speech, and you can put back in those awful Cockney grave diggers.
For both of them?
Yeah.
And the skull routine?
Yep, the whole sketch.
All right, then. You've got a deal. And we'll see which one history remembers.
Bill, I love you. Temperamental git.
Well, now that everyone has left, I'm gonna have a look at Odiro's video. Just need to resize this again, because for some reason every video on YouTube has a different aspect ratio. to get it like that. That should be good. There we are. That's good enough. Let's have a look.
Broder Ansgar? Ja, der er jeg. Ja, så bra. Ok. Ja, hei du. Hei du. Ja. Ja, hva gjelder det? Ja, det er denne her. Ja, vil du sitte? Takk. Ja. Jaha. Ja, så jeg har ikke fått gjort noen ting hele formiddagen. Nei, jeg beklager at det tar tid. Altså, du holder på å legge om til et helt nytt system, og da skal alle ha hjelp på en gang. Vet du. Ja. Så du kommer ikke inn i den, eller? Nei, den bare ligger der. Ok, har du forsøkt å åpne den? Ja, åpne den? Altså, hvis det hadde vært så enkelt, så hadde jeg jo ikke tilkalt helpdesk, hadde jeg vel? Nei, det er sant. Nei. Vil du ha en kopp vann? Nei da, det skal være fort gjort. Det skal vi se. Du bare gjør der. Sånn. Ja, da er du i gang. Ja, altså så langt kom jeg også. Ok. Men så stoppet det opp, og så var jeg redd for at noe av teksten skulle forsvinne, så jeg turte ikke å gå videre. Åja, ok. Nei, men du skjønner at inni her, så ligger det kanskje flere hundre sider med lagret tekst. Så for å komme videre, så tar du tak i et ark på den måten her, så liksom blar du over på neste side sånn. Da fortsetter teksten der. Jeg blar, altså. Men når jeg skal tilbake da? Ja, da bare blar du tilbake igjen. Tar tak der. Og så, sånn. Der. Så er du tilbake til den teksten du hadde i stad. Ikke noe... Ok, så slutter der. Og så fortsetter den der, ja. Ok,
That's
men
right.
Jeg skal avslutte for dagen. Hva gjør jeg da? Da bare slår du sammen permene. Ja. På den måten der. Sånn. Da er lukket der, ligger alt lagret inni der. Altså, jeg risikerer ikke å miste noe av teksten her nå. Nei, alt ligger lagret inni her nå. Da må du i tilfelle sette fyr på hele greia. Det er kanskje litt sannsynlig. Ja, ok. Nei, men for det er noe med det at når du har holdt på med skriftruller, så tar det litt grann tid å konvertere til å bla i en bøk. Ja. Ja, det er godt det, vet du. Det er greit. Ja, men du,
Oh shit. I should do that every time.
En til før det går. Jeg må bare gå gjennom en gang til. Altså, jeg åpner sånn, og så, hva du kalte det? Blar. Jeg blar.
Yes, that's right.
Hjem og tilbake. Og når jeg er ferdig, så bare lukker jeg den. Flott. Kjempefint. Ja, men du, vent, ikke sant? Nå er den sånn igjen, nå får jeg ikke åpnet den. Ja, du er fra feil side. Åpne fra andre siden. Så det er ikke likegyldig, det, altså? Nei, åpne fra den siden der. Sånn. Der. Der er den åpne. Ja vel. Har du lest manualen, eller? Manualen? Jeg skal følge med som manualen som brukerveiledning. Det er sikkert den der. Der, vet du. Åja, den, ja. Står alt sammen. Ja, men ikke sant, der har du samme problemet. Får den ikke opp.
Well, of course. You know, I mentioned that I had an ISP change today. So a bunch of techies were at my house, so I'm kind of especially receptive to humor of this type. So what else can we look at? Let me have a look at what else I have. I think I'll be ending the stream soon since it's getting late. And my voice is a bit tired than usual. But first let me see what I can end it on. Something a bit longer, perhaps. Maybe a playlist. Maybe there I'll find something good. Oh shoot. Maybe I should do the ambush bug thing and come up with a certain video series to close the streams. But so far I don't have any such thing, so I'll have to figure it out. Not quite. Not quite. This is kind of troubling. Can't really figure out what to do now. How to provide closure. Oh, does he? Let me have a look at that. Let's see. Forums. The Ambersburg forum post. And the latest post. It stopped raining, but the power's yet to turn back on. Well, it doesn't look like it's gonna be fixed soon, unfortunately. But I think I will end this stream on this video that I happened to find in my likes list, I think. It's a clip from classic Doctor Who. Oh wait, I'm getting sent a link. I didn't see that. Let me have a look at this first, and then I'll show the other. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I think I've seen this. I saw this a long time ago, but didn't really get it. So maybe I'll watch that again on my own time, but for now, let me see if I can end it on this. Gotta resize it again, presumably. Hello? Get the select region, yeah. Put that there, and that should be it. There we are. This is from the Sea Devils. Classic Doctor Who serial from the 70s.
Like that, is it?
Action. Choreography. Old men fighting.
I wouldn't do that if I were you. That's government property.
Dodging.
I always find that violent exercise makes me hungry.
Sandwich eating.
You'd better enjoy your meal, Doctor, because it might be your last.
Think so?
Actually, hang on a minute. Oh, it has that stupid outro, goddammit. Well, now I know where to stop it at least. Oh, come on. Whatever.
You're a good doctor, but you're not good enough.
But you haven't seen the quality of my footwork yet.
Yep. Footwork, of course, equaling kick.
How many times have I told you? Violence will never get you anywhere.
And for some reason the BBC channel has every Doctor Who video with this outro with Matt Smith, but really who needs Matt Smith when you have old men fighting? Doesn't get any better than this. But anyway, on that note, I think I will end the stream on this moment, since it is pretty late. So, like I said on the forums, I think I'll try to make this sort of semi-regular thing with games, more than anything, maybe some YouTube magic time afterwards, as seems to be the custom with some of the mic-derived streams. But for the moment, you know, my throat's getting tired, so I must sign off now. Hopefully stuff will get better and less laggy, but of course I don't really know whether that will happen. So until whenever next time is, I will see you guys later. Goodbye.